Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. Today I want to show you how to create this kind of puppet inside Blender. So I like to push the tools inside Blender or any other device. But anyway, to create something like this, you can start with sculpt. So you can, like make a normal 3D sculpt, and then you add bones and maybe rig it in some sort of way. But you can also do it in many different ways. Of course, you can already tell once I show the bones and everything. I talked about this in the past. I'm using something called Springbones. So Springbones is an add-on. It's very easy to use. I will show you later. But at the moment, you can see this is like a mesh, and underneath you can also see the grease pencil. Okay, it's really weird. The armature driving grease pencil is really weird. I don't recommend it. So in the end, you still want to use like a 3D mesh so you can easily export it. But seeing grease pencil being driven by armature bones is still kind of funky. So I'll save this anyway. So I'll start from scratch. So I will start with the default cube. I'm not gonna sculpt it. It's just I like doing it this way. So let's start. Default cube. Go to edit mode using tab and then right click, merge vertices at center. Okay, so I like to just draw this way. So we have a single vertices and we can extrude it. Okay, remember how I do this in the past? So I'm making like a stick figure. So I'm just selecting like points in 3D space and then extruding it. And in order to make a character, that the easiest one is probably like a biped character, but you can easily make like a multiple armed character if you want to, like multiple branches. But anyway, the idea is to draw stick figure. This is the easiest that our brain probably can process. Stick figure, you draw it in 2D or in 3D, it should definitely make sense to your brain. So no matter how primitive it might be, it's still pretty powerful. So I draw something in 3D. So this is like a stick figure. Okay, there's something that's looking like legs. This is an arm. Okay, pretty basic and simple, but stick figure is not as interesting. So let's save this. Stick. I'll just call it stick plus. I don't know what I'm doing actually. It can be any show about anything, but so we have a stick figure. We can mirror this guy. Oh, I draw it in the wrong way. I probably want to mirror it. I just make the monkey head. Okay, I just gonna rotate this guy 90 degrees. So hopefully we have a proper character that's being mirrored, and then I can use bisect as well. So probably. Okay, anyway, I made a mistake there. So I just mirror it this way and then apply. Okay, so and then RZ90 minus. Okay, now we have the character that's facing the right way, like the monkey head. Control A, assign all transform. Okay, so we have this, and we can use symmetry and then adjust, make adjustment. This is actually pretty cool. If you want to make modifications to this guy, to the stick character, you can do that in a bit. I want to show you. Okay, so the next thing you want to do after you have like a polygon edge stick figure, you want to use skin modifier. Okay, skin modifier is really cool already. Really cool feature in Blender, and you can adjust skin modifier just like like a Z-sphere in ZBrush. Slightly different, but still, this is pretty powerful. But I don't really use skin modifier these days. It's still pretty cool. And you can create armature, and you can actually pose the character more easily once you have this armature. Okay, so yeah, this is already pretty cool, and you can, in fact, from this base model, you can export it into like a nomad sculpt and do like sculpting, or even like sculpt it inside Blender. But today I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna use skin either. We have this armature, and we have the original character stick figure. Okay, with the stick figure we can right click, convert it into grease pencil. Now it's starting to get interesting. Grease pencil, and then we can sculpt the grease pencil, as we already know. We can, when sculpting, we can actually add like thickness to the grease pencil, and we can start sculpting. Where's the symmetry sculpt? Okay, we don't have the symmetry, but it doesn't matter. In this case, you know, I'm just sculpting the grease pencil. I'm not gonna use the grab or push and pull. I'm keeping the grease pencil at its original position, right? This was converted from the polygon edge. So now we have a way to control the thickness, which is more intuitive than skin modifier. Okay, so that's the grease pencil, and we can mirror this and apply. Cool. Okay, cool. If we want to convert this into mesh, you can try convert it into Bezier curve. Sometimes this doesn't always work. In this case, it actually works. It seems to work, and you can do like extrude. Oh, add depth 0.02 and fill the caps. You can do something like this. You can actually, yeah, you can use geometry nodes. Sometimes you don't always have the perfect alignment in the middle. Yeah, but that's one way to convert this. So you have like a real mesh, and then you can actually, you can rig this with the original armature. In my case, I will try just to, I'm using sphere choke nodes. Okay, this is also pretty weird, but I like to push the tool anyway. Grease pencil and get the active frames, and then just output the result and just merge it into a single object. So this is alpha. Alpha is the geometry coming out from sphere choke. Now I'm just gonna delete sphere choke. We're done with that. I'll switch to geometry nodes, and then here I will use point to volume and volume to mesh. Okay, it's really nice. We have like a real mesh now, even though we actually lost the thickness again that we have with the original grease pencil. So yeah, that's okay. We're gonna apply this. Okay. So originally, I mean, with the grease pencil, you can sculpt it and get some kind of interesting thickness along the polygon edge. This guy, not so interesting, so you want to use sculpt mode. Okay, let's do that. Sculpt mode, and we have symmetry here. And let's tap T for the tools, and then we have, of course, inflate. I'm using symmetry, and we can start inflating our character. still it's looking like a stick figure. It's really primitive looking character, but for now this is okay. You know, it doesn't matter if your character is a little bit primitive. It doesn't need to look like anything sometimes. You can draw fingers and things like that, but for now should be okay. Oh, let's inflate this. You can actually use something like a cloth filter, but if you use inflate like this, maybe, yeah, sometimes it flies away. I mean, don't do that. Maybe expand, or just use mesh filter and inflate it. Inflate, deflate, yeah, until you're happy. So you can do like a UV and then paint the characters. Maybe I'll do that. I just create a quick UV. Okay, so we can paint it a bit later. This is still low res. I decided to maybe just do a quick painting. Yeah. Symmetry still works. Okay, cool. Just random color. The paint, texture paint in Blender, maybe not as fast as something like Procreate, not as painterly. So I sometimes for texture painting I will probably do it inside something like Procreate. If I want to do like a further sculpting with this, I will use Nomad Sculpt, but then you can also do it inside Blender to a certain extent. Anyhow, so we have real mesh, right? Real mesh from something that actually a stick figure at the beginning. So now I just want to bind this into the bone. Select this, select the armature while holding shift, Command P, automatic weight. Okay. We actually have a way to control this guy. Let's just pause this for now. I mean, yeah, you can keyframe and make animations. These days, motion capture, I mean, if you have like a motion capture device, or you can do like the other day I was using Plask AI and just make like a motion. If your character is like a bipedal, it's kind of, you can just assign your motion capture dancing into your character. This character is a little bit crazy with 4 arms, so you gotta post it manually. And this guy doesn't have any rig, so yeah, we don't have the like IK for the legs and arms. You just pose it manually, which is yeah, just for now, just for demo. Yeah, okay, we have a character. Let me think, I forgot something. Okay, grease pencil can also be rigged into this armature, right? Which is pretty funny if you think about it. Grease pencil wasn't meant to be rigged, but you can animate stick figure this way. I think it's as long your character does not really change or deform. It's yeah, but yeah, it's still really weird that you are able to do this, and you can actually assign something like noise. Definitely not recommended. Yeah, I don't know. It's still pretty interesting, and you cannot actually easily bake the grease pencil, so I recommend you to maybe not use grease pencil. But for now, I haven't finished. Okay, I forgot one more thing, the armature. Let's get back to this armature. We want to have that control that I showed you earlier, like a ragdoll. So I will select the bones and shift bracket. I want to select something like this. Okay, I'm selecting just the end parts, and then holding options, I will click on the spring and rotations, and then start interactive mode. Now this is actually interactive, and we can control it like a rag bones. And I think I can control the gravity, but I have to select everything. Control the gravity. Yeah, see, the gravity can control the bones, so it goes down, and then we can control the bounciness and the speed. This comes with a Springbones add-on. It's really powerful. There's also an add-on that makes you able to control each part like a real rigid body. I have to look at that again. Sometimes we don't really want to animate. We just want to control things like a ragdoll. Okay, that's definitely too bouncy. Speed, reduce the speed. Okay. Yeah, this add-on is really cool. It's applying all these simulations, like physical simulations, into each of the armature. You can actually bake this, and in my case, I'm controlling this like a ragdoll. This time is controlling grease pencil, but turn on our mesh again. Now we have our character. This is definitely something that you can perhaps get from game engine like Unity or Unreal. I don't really have access with a lot of tools inside Unity or Unreal, but maybe they're making like the whole 3D simulations and rigging tools and modeling inside game engine, so eventually maybe everything will be inside game engine. But at the moment we really have a lot of access to tools like Blender, and yeah, I don't know, it's really weird if you think about it. I mean, the computer graphics technology has gone really far. You can basically like simulate like almost anything inside computer like a human, except for the brain, and you cannot really create machines that's really entertain you like a human, unless I'm really wrong. Maybe it is already possible. Maybe like you're using like a DALL-E AI and just create anything that you ask the machine to make, and so based from your imagination, of course, based from your description. But yeah, for now I'm just happy to be able to do this inside Blender. So yeah, it makes me think whether it needs to be anything. If you want to create maybe like a story, and you want the character, some sort of characters to play inside the story, whether it's just like a puppet like this that's talking and then moving around like a real characters, or yeah, it doesn't have to be anything, but if it makes some kind of meaningful or it creates emotions, then maybe it becomes something that's more memorable or worth creating or doing. So anyway, I went too much into philosophy. So anyway, that's that's a stick figure, right? I started with the, let me summarize. I started with the default cube, merged into a single vertices, and then extruded and pulled into like a stick figure. But polygon edge is really nothing until you turn it into mesh or like a grease pencil. And then we have the armature that's controlling the body. I don't have like a real like rig and controller, but I'm using like a simulations, Springbone simulations to control the bones. And yeah, still it's interesting and fun to create. A lot of technical stuff happening, but it's kind of becoming really easy if you just if you just want to create like a simple puppet like this. Yeah, but anyway, the tools is tools, and I just want to show you the whole things. Maybe it's gonna be useful for you. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.